Hi all you gorgeous people out there. I can't really believe that I'm going to talk more about pain. I thought I'd finished all that, and if this is not for you, please don't watch it. But I'm sort of being told to talk about it, and the reason why I'm being told is that or told to talk about this is because we all need to clean up. I've talked about this many times. We're in a time on the earth at the moment that has never been here before. The earth has never been in this state before, and everything is very, very intense for many people. And it's not happening for no reason. It's happening because we have an opportunity right now. We're moving from an old way of being human to a new way, which is absolutely, incredibly, unexplainably beautiful. And of course, going from this old state and to the new, just like a birth, is painful and hard. And it's up to each and every one of us how we want to address this, or how we want to embrace this change. And many of us are going into just taking a few more drugs or something because it's so horrible. But luckily many of us can see that the only way I'm going to get through this is to start doing something good and healthy and wholesome. And one of the big things is that each and every one of us is holding on to old pain. We have the pain that's in our lives at the moment, but we have also the old pain. And the new pain, the pain we're experiencing now, is very much related to old pain. And probably all the pain we're experiencing right now in our lives has its roots in old pain. And I've said this before, I just had this wonderful, beautiful experience I've had many times before, and it's hard to believe how this old pain has not gone yet. You think when you've gone through feeling, oh yes, I have this old pain from this and this, and you cry it out and you give it space, and still it's there. I think that's unbelievable. How it can, because I've been working with myself emotionally since I was in the beginning of my 20s, and that's 30 years. And I've still got stuff to work at, deep stuff. So that's just mind-boggling and irritating, but it's just a fact that that's the way it is. And what I want to share with you is a few things, but one of the things is that how everything in our lives has meaning. The person that we have married, if we've married someone, our children, our pets, whatever is happening around us is all happening because of us. And because we are interrelated, and the exact lessons we need to learn, the exact pain we need to get rid of, is all being told to us by our surroundings. And it's a matter of working out the message. So, and I myself am so often in this, have these thoughts, well, oh, you know, why is this happening? If only it would go away, and how irritating. Where, if I really, really got to the realization that this has a deep, deep meaning, even the little bird just singing outside my window, everything has a message for me. And not that I should be in deep thought and contemplation all my life. It's just being open that there are messages for me all the time. And so this thing I want to share with you about my own pain, which is so boring to hear of others' pain, but I hope and I imagine that many of you actually have the same pain. And we've talked about this before, and it's the distant fathers. And I can almost feel myself, feel crying when I say that. When I say that word, I can feel it coming. Distant fathers. And I've touched this before, how many men, not all men, But many men are distant, and they're distant emotionally. And it's not because they're bad, they're horrible, they're stupid. It's because of the situation that mankind has been in, where for the last few hundred years, men have moved away from the nucleus of the family, from the intimacy of the family, and the family has very much been cut up, desiccated into these. And you see it today where everything is desiccated, completely chopped up. I mean, you have the little, in Denmark here, it's just horrifying. You have the little babies one place, you have the younger people, children one place, the young people in another place, you have the adults running around in their place, and you have the old people all locked up away. You don't see them. It's all just cut, the whole thing's cut up, everybody's separated. So it's just extreme now, and it's so lonely. It's so, I just don't believe that at any point in the history of mankind has there been such loneliness. It's just horrifying. But it's also, it has to be. We have to stand alone to get to clean out this stuff that's here. And as I said it before, I'll say it again, now is the chance. I mean, the only reason why I'm sitting here and why you're sitting there and why the whole world is like this is that we have this magnificent chance to clean out our lives. Clean out very, very, maybe pain that I believe in reincarnation, doesn't matter, but that we've been here many times before. But no matter what, we are a spirit and we have lived forever and we will live forever. And now we're in human form. And we're carrying pain from history, from maybe thousands of years, from our ancestors. We're carrying on to this pain, more or less everyone. And now is the time to clean it out. And it's hard, it's difficult, it's intense, but we can do it. And we can only do it because we're connected to the Creator, I believe. You can't do it any other way. I just can't imagine it, because you just need to feel this love. But anyway, men have are just emotionally not very present, and it's really, really, really sad. And of course, it's not only their sons who have suffered, and they, of course, they're victims. They were sons themselves from a distant father, but it's also the daughters. And I'm a daughter of a distant father, and no matter how loving and beautiful he was distant. And my mother and father were together till I was 7, and they got divorced in Australia. And he was an architect and a very busy career man. And of course, what's the story? He was designing homes for other people, but our home, it had light bulbs hanging out of the walls. It had my mother was just desperate because there was no architect in our home. Where was the architect there? It was a mess. It was hopeless. And she was so hurt, and it was just, and it ended off with, they left each other, and my mother she was just so hurt, and it was just so horrible. So until they got divorced, of course, he was very distant then too. And then we moved to Denmark, me and my 2 brothers and my mother, and of course he was completely gone. And I've been told by his wife later on that the distance was just too much for him. He gave up, and he started a new family and had 2 other children with her. And luckily I got connected to them all, and did get to connect with my father as a grown girl, and did really, really cultivate my love for him, and also felt that he did love me. But there was a huge longing and a missing. It was just like a big hole. He was gone. So just have a little break. My God, I just baked these pumpkin scones. I've never tried this before, but I just got them out of the oven. So you're gonna share this with me. So that was fun. see what they taste like, whether they're completely raw. Because I love bread and butter, but I can't have the grain, so here they come. Onto the fallen down now. Anyway, that was a little that was a little sidestep. Did you see? Often I don't get it into the camera. There it was. So that was a complete sidestep. The distant fathers and the hurting girls we came from. So this was just my story that I missed my father painfully. And just talking about it, I feel this sadness, real deep sadness inside me. And see, this is not about my pain. This video is really not about my pain. It's about how I wish to clean it out. I don't wish to carry this pain anymore. And since I'm nearly crying talking about it, it's still there. And I've felt this pain, and I've realized it's there many times. And see, mustn't have addressed it properly to really clean it out. And maybe I've just never been ready. But see, when I experience my husband being distant, it's because I had a distant father. I have no doubt. So the pain I was carrying when I met my husband, of course I had no clue about this. But the pain I was carrying, fate would make sure, or the path I chose with this man would make sure, give me the chance to clean away my old pain. And by doing what my father did, he's bringing the pain back. And when my husband is distant, emotionally distant, it's so interesting. I mean, this whole self-study thing, you can get addicted to it, and it's so good when we can't see our children and can't be with people that we love, that we can really spend time doing this because it really does help, and we can really help ourselves, and we can be reborn. We can have new lives completely. And this is what I believe, this is where we need to focus. And so when I get angry at when I feel my husband is emotionally distant, my first reaction is, God, what an idiot. You know, what an idiot! I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And the ego, it's the anger. And of course I was angry at my father too. So, but it's so interesting to see the layers. And when it's just a matter of being aware of what's happening inside you emotionally. So the first layer I get is anger. I even get desperation, or I'm astonished. I mean, living with a man for 28 years and he's still so far away that you hardly know actually who he is. And he doesn't really want you to know who he is, because he's fine doing his thing with his wood and whatever he's doing. He's just not interested in connecting. That makes me so angry. And of course I just have to, it's so important. I can say to myself, well, stop being angry, look at the flower, do something else. But I can also take the journey further in and say, okay, right, I'm angry, but if I get under the anger, what is it? What else do I feel? And well, I feel left. I feel neglected. I feel lonely. I feel sad. I feel hurt. And then I recognize the feeling I had from my own father. That comes up. So deep down under the anger and the resentment and the God, what an idiot feelings are the sadness and the hurt and the crying that has nothing to do with him. And I know with myself that, and that's how, I mean, that's the whole thing. When we heal ourselves, we heal the world. So when I address this in myself, I will help my husband move on. in his life, in his own emotional journey, what he's going to do, because he won't need to mirror, he won't need to trigger this in me anymore. And he, of course, doesn't know it. He's just doing his thing with his hurt from his childhood. But if I really, really want to grow, and I really want to heal myself and the world, I have to start with me. And so this is what I'm going to focus on, how I have missed my father and I've been hurt, and I'm carrying on to this hurt, and just embrace it in my daily life. Really see the little Katrina in me, who missed her father so much and had so much reason to miss him, and missed his love, missed his protection, missed his guidance, because there was just nothing. There's nothing, it's blank. So, and I know people have been through much, much worse things than this, but this is not it. And it's the same with our children. They can say, oh, this was so painful, and you can say as a mother that's not painful. Well, it is for them. So no matter what we've been through, whatever pain is there is our pain. And so I just think this is so beautiful, and I think there are many, many women who have this that I have, and it's just so wonderful that we can heal, and we can ask. I mean, I wish I had a magic wand I could make this old pain go away, but apparently it just needs time. It probably needs a lot of time. But the fact that I can see it, I can feel it, and I say it's okay. It's okay. It's not because, this is not all because my husband's an idiot. This is all because I'm carrying on to, I was hurt by my father, and he was definitely hurt by his father. I mean, it's all hurt from generations back, maybe thousands of years back, who knows. But if I embrace this with love and say, it's okay, Katrina, you're hurting, it's okay, and I'm here, and I love you, and just let the hurt come out, let myself cry when I need to cry, and every time I feel this anger towards my husband, to remember that he's only doing this subconscious, without knowing, it's only happening in my life because I have to clean this pain away. And so cleaning the pain away really means that it doesn't make you cry anymore, I think. I think you get to, when you've cleaned it away, you can't change the past, what happened, that your father wasn't there, but you can release the pain. And definitely, luckily, I probably have some anger against my father, but luckily, very early on in life, I could see my parents were suffering themselves, and that helped me so much. So I know he never did anything to hurt me, but he couldn't do any better. And my mother the same. So luckily I can love them. And that does help the situation. But I mean, if I resented them, you can clean it all away. It's all possible for us. So this was this little video about more pain. Maybe I'm going to have to make a series about pain. But the beautiful thing about pain is that under the pain is all our beauty, all our gorgeousness waiting to shine out. And so the pain is just holding this beauty down. So every time you find some pain in you, you need to release and you need to take care of. You can be sure that there's more beauty. You hold more beauty that will shine out when this pain is cleaned out. So we're just going to become more and more and more beautiful people. It's so good. I love it. So happy healing, and take care, my friend. See you.